Drake might be one of the biggest names in rap, but lately, his reputation has taken a serious hit. After losing his beef with Kendrick Lamar, the industry has been clowning him nonstop, and it looks like The Weeknd is enjoying every second of it. Their beef started long ago, years prior, when The Weeknd declined to sign with Drake's OVO label, and since then, it has only escalated. But with Kendrick's win at the Grammys, The Weeknd tossed gasoline onto the fire, but that's not the only drama brewing between them. 2023 had a shocking incident that shed new light on The Weeknd and Drake's rivalry. Reports suggested that The Weeknd might have been involved in a drive-by shooting at Drake's Toronto dwelling. The timing was rather suspicious. Just as tensions were mounting between them, Drake's home was suddenly attacked. Though nothing was ever confirmed, rumors slowly made their way around. Coincidence, or somebody was supposedly sending a message? Their rivalry already runs deep with betrayals and retaliations, so it wouldn't be far-fetched to assume that something might have given rise to violence on that night in Toronto. The Weeknd appears to be relishing in Drake's downfall, and the pressure is back on. If the events of the past week are any indication, things are just heating up. Now the question remains, is it just a feud, limited only to the music industry, or has it now evolved into something bigger? Drake and The Weeknd were never enemies before the sad day. Their story begins back in the days when Drake was putting The Weeknd on the map. Back then, in the early 2010s, The Weeknd was merely an underground artist from Toronto, putting out tracks of mysterious R&B flavor on YouTube. However, it was the unusual sound of The Weeknd that attracted the interest of Drake's producer, Noah 40. Shabib hastily introduced him to Drake. Realizing the potential, Drake took The Weeknd into his circle, heavily promoted him, and aired his music on his October's very own blog. Drake didn't just want to collaborate, he wanted to sign The Weeknd to OVO Records. But The Weeknd had bigger ambitions. Instead of joining Drake's label, he chose to establish his brand, XO, and signed a major deal with Republic Records. This decision created tension between them, marking the beginning of their long-standing rivalry. The Weeknd had the stronghold on one of Drake's most significant works. Everybody knows the 2011 album Take Care by being a contributor in at least 4 songs: Crew Love, The Ride, and Shot for Me. The Weeknd had a distinct signature and sound that helped define the whole album and boost Drake's status as an A-list artist. Years ago, Drake credited mostly himself for Taking Care's fame, while downplaying The Weeknd's contributions. The Weeknd, meanwhile, rising to the heavens, said he didn't need Drake to become a superstar, and it got worse for the two. The mentor-student relationship soon turned into a vaulting rivalry marked by competition, resentment, and backhanded dissension. And now, with Drake's name down, after his debacle against Kendrick, The Weeknd is learning to enjoy the moment. The question is it just the initial phase of a much bigger war? Drake had big plans for The Weeknd. After helping introduce him to the world, Drake wanted to make him a key part of his OVO empire, but The Weeknd wasn't interested. Even though OVO was Drake's label, it wasn't exactly a launchpad for superstars. Many artists signed to OVO, like Party Next Door and Majid Jordan, struggled to break into the mainstream. The Weeknd saw this and realized that if he wanted full creative control and long-term success, he needed to make his path. In 2012, The Weeknd made his move. Instead of signing with OVO, he partnered with Republic Records and officially launched XO. This decision didn't sit well with Drake, who felt like he had invested in The Weeknd's rise. Drake had promoted him and put him on Take Care and expected loyalty in return. But The Weeknd didn't see it that way. He saw it as simply choosing what was best for his career. Drake, however, made it clear he wasn't happy. He tweeted, "You won't get away with just a thank you. You owe me a favor." That one message said it all. Drake felt used. In his eyes, The Weeknd had benefited from his platform and then walked away without showing gratitude. Their relationship was never the same after that. What was once a mentorship turned into an unspoken rivalry. While they remained cordial in public, There was an underlying tension that never went away. Fast forward to today, and it's clear that the beef has only escalated. With Drake taking L's in his feud with Kendrick Lamar, The Weeknd seems to be enjoying the downfall of his former mentor. But is this just pettiness, or is their rivalry about to explode again? Drake doesn't take betrayal lightly, and after The Weeknd walked away from OVO, he didn't just let it go. Instead, he made a move that felt personal. He went after The Weeknd's ex-girlfriend, Bella Hadid. The Weeknd and Bella had been an on-again, off-again couple for years, but after their split, Drake allegedly swooped in. It didn't seem like just another romance. It felt like a calculated shot at The Weeknd. Drake even seemed to reference their relationship in his song Finesse, where he rapped about dating someone's ex and being low-key about it. The Weeknd wasn't about to let that slide. In Lost in the Fire, he fired back with one of his most savage lines, "I just want a baby with the right one. 'Cause I could never be the one to hide one." That was a direct jab at Drake, who had been exposed for secretly having a son in Pusha T's diss track, The Story of Adidon. But the tension didn't stop there. As Drake continued feuding with Kendrick Lamar, Pusha T, and Metro Boomin, The Weeknd started aligning himself with Drake's biggest rivals. On We Still Don't Trust You, The Weeknd collaborated with Metro Boomin, ASAP Rocky, and Future, all of whom had their issues with Drake. Metro Boomin even accused Drake of trying to block the song's release, further fueling rumors that Drake was feeling the pressure. The Weeknd also took the opportunity to remind everyone of Drake's past attempt to sign him. He subtly referenced how Drake wanted to control his career but failed. That line wasn't just about the past. It was a reminder that The Weeknd had risen without Drake's help and was now standing with the people who wanted to take him down. At this point, it's clear, The Weeknd isn't just a bystander in Drake's downfall. He's actively choosing sides, and with Metro, Future, and Kendrick all gunning for Drake, this beef is far from over. The question is, will Drake respond, or has The Weeknd officially taken his spot at the top? Things took a dark turn when a shooting took place at the home of The Weeknd's manager, Amir Cash Esmailian. A security guard was shot, though Cash himself was unharmed. Given the timing, just after We Still Don't Trust You dropped, many speculated this wasn't just a random attack. Some believed it could have been a message, especially since Metro Boomin had just exposed Drake's alleged attempt to block the song. But then the situation escalated even further. Less than 2 weeks later, another shooting happened, this time at Drake's Toronto mansion. A security guard was critically injured in the attack, raising immediate questions about whether this was retaliation. Could it have been connected to the incident at Cash's house? Was this feud spilling over into real-life violence? Drake made no statement relating to the shooting, yet he didn't have to. The tension in the industry was already at an all-time high. The Weeknd openly defended Metro Boomin and Future. On the other end, Drake continued beefing with Kendrick Lamar. Things seemed to be out of hand. There are no real facts to connect either artist to the attacks, but they are certainly suspicious. This is more than a matter of diss tracks now. If there is indeed a connection, these incidents have cemented the fact that the feud between Drake and The Weeknd has officially stepped out of the studio and into a life-threatening scenario. With both artists surrounded by powerful allies and tensions reaching a boiling point, the question now is, will this escalate even further, or will one of them finally decide to put an end to the war? This feud is getting intense, and it's no longer just about music. Do you think Drake and The Weeknd will ever settle their differences, or is this just the beginning of something bigger? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.